Alrighty, happy friends. This is the lowdown hoedown as we continue with the royal family. What is going on with Harry and Meghan? Lots of drama has been churned up around these two for the last many years. And I want to bring them into this narrative of what's going on with King Charles, the third being diagnosed with cancer, and Catherine being in the hospital. We don't know what was going on with that, but she seems to be going through a long recovery, which is a bit of concern. So anyway, we're going to unpack what's going on with Meghan and Harry. And while we're at it, look at the relationships within this family dynamic. It is rich. Here we go. My name is Lydia Nitya. This is Karma Chameleon on the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. You know that I often like to cover the charts of famous people because, well, first of all, it is entertaining, but it also teaches us a lot about our own charts, our own lives, and our relationships. And I have to say, our relationships really do define so much of who we are and what our life journey is. If this is of interest to you, please subscribe. Feel free to be a super subscriber and hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. So as we head into this wild year of the dragon, I will be bringing out some of my favorite celebrity charts of people that have passed away, and looking at what led to their demise and other things. So just stay tuned. I've got lots planned for us in this fabulous year ahead. So welcome again. I want to start with Meghan, Duchess of York. All right. Now, this woman I know has gotten a whole lot of shade for being kind of like the one that stirs the pot. All right. Now, there are some aspects to this woman's chart that explain a lot of this. So let's look at her birthday, which is August 4th, 1981. We adjust the time for daylight savings to 3:46 in the morning. This is a yin metal rooster person. Cock-a-doodle-doo, same as Catherine, Duchess of York. No, I keep getting these two. Anyway, I like to call her Princess Catherine. Anyway, so I could be getting all the titles and roles wrong, but let's just keep it at their names, Catherine. All right, Catherine is also born in the year of the rooster because Catherine is born in January before the year has actually become 1982. So they both are born in the year of the rooster. They both have something to say. They both need an audience, and they both have that quality of being in the public, in an arena, in a gathering, and they enjoy that. They like having the stage, but that is not their direct self. That is the overarching flavor there, but the day pillar is what we're really looking at. So then we have, for Meghan, the yin wood sheep for her month, and the day of yang wood tiger, and the hour of yang fire tiger. Now, when we look at her day pillar, what she is looking for in a relationship is a partner and equal, and someone that she shares a lot in common with. And this is also someone who brings her residual income and romance, and is someone that she just enjoys doing things with. This is like, I want my best friend. So let's jump over to Harry. Harry also is looking for a best friend. Hooray! We are looking for friends and getting married to them. Fabulous. That's what we want to see, right? We want to see that there are aspects of our relationships that we enjoy. Now, when you look at Prince William and Princess Catherine, this one is interesting because she's born, Catherine is born on the day of, Catherine, Duchess of York. York, Sussex, all the places. Here we go. All right. So with Catherine born on the day of a dragon, there really, interestingly, there is no conflict with these women, which, brings me back to the news. What is the news anyway? Well, it's what a bunch of people decide we're supposed to believe, truly. And so this whole narrative of these two women being pitted up against each other just because they're married to two brothers is ridiculous. I don't really see any animosity between these two. They're both, like I'm looking at this and I'm like, where is the fight? I don't know. So here we go. So when we look, Catherine, so when we look at Catherine and William, we're looking at him wanting a mom. That's what he's looking for. Mama. Give me my mama. That's what I'm looking for. And he's also looking for a best friend. And within this, there might be some situation, something having to do with his father. As far as like harm to the father, like by marrying whoever he marries is going to injure his relationship with his father in some way. It's kind of an interesting thing. But more than anything, this is about the monarchy, government, and a mom and a best friend. Let's throw that in just to make it a little more warm. And she is looking for a challenge. Bring it on, she says. And along with that, she's looking for somebody that's a little rebellious, a little foxy, super smart, but definitely is somebody that, is unique and isn't afraid to like push the envelope. And she's also looking for someone who brings in money, offers travel and property and all those things that make you feel somehow more secure in life. So do they look for the same thing? No, they don't. And yet these two make it work. So just kind of an interesting thing. And Catherine also, she's got a lot of conflict in her chart with the dragon and the dog, which means, it's kind of like the conflict between her and her marriage. I mean, not her marriage, her and her work, her and the children. There is almost want to say competition, right? And once she becomes queen, that is certainly going to be true. She is going to have to work hard to maintain her role as queen and her role as a mother. Okay, and meeting all of her duties. All right, but this is not about Catherine and William. I know, I got off track. Here we go, we're back on track. All right, so when we look at Harry, he's born September 15th, 1984 at 15:20, again, daylight savings time. It is interesting to me that let's just call these the four characters. We've got two wives, two husbands. We've got a monarchy and this whole royal family thing going on. Now, William, when you look at his chart, most of his energy is in the fire element. Almost half of William's chart is fire, his output. Okay. And with Catherine, it is that she has that Joubert chart with over 60% of her chart being metal. And you remember I was saying that William benefits because he hardly has any metal. He almost has no metal. So he benefits from that. Just like she has next to no fire, she gets that from her husband. Beautiful. Now with these two, Meghan would be over 40% of her own element except that she has an earth pattern. The fact that she is born in the month of the sheep, even though it's August, it's before the change of the lunar calendar. And so it's still the sheep. So that being said, it's these elemental shifts and changes. So you've got Meghan with a very inflated, strong center of self. She has no water whatsoever in her chart for her to glean strength from. She's balanced with fire, balanced with earth, pretty strong with metal at 29%. You look at Harry, who has no fire and almost no earth, balanced metal, and 60% of his own element, which tells me that these two people are very much about themselves. And we see this more with celebrities and politicians, where there is this inflated ego, almost as if it's a requirement. And the interesting thing is that with William, not so much Catherine, but certainly with William, there is this more of a feeling of stability and this being more focused on output rather than on himself. And when you're looking at somebody who's a leader, that is an important trait. We don't necessarily need egomaniacs running countries, just saying. So then when you look at Harry's hour, so he's Yang Wood Rat, that's his year. His month of Yang Water Metal for the month, the day Yang Water Rat, more water. I mean, rat is water, right? So then you have his hour of Yang Earth Monkey. Now, the monkey loves to do all kinds of different things and get involved in lots of different projects to diversify. They get bored easily. They do not like to be fenced in. And with this and other aspects of his hour, there is I almost want to say a Playboy or a Peter Pan kind of syndrome around his career. This almost like trickery and playing games, not taking things as seriously, being a comic and funny and, getting bored easily. Yeah, I'm on to the next thing. Yeah, I'm on to the next thing, kind of. But there is an aspect to this that feels very young, very inexperienced, don't entirely know what I'm doing. There's a lot of conflict in here, a lot of feeling pushed, possibly oppressed. The earth as the ruler of water is something that he just doesn't, I would imagine he rejects. He finds himself in here, and there's definitely mention of, the monarchy, the royal family, as being a huge part of his career, and how he, uses his platform to inspire people to, spread whatever his message is. What is his message? What is his platform? What is he doing? Does he know what he's doing? I don't know if he knows what he's doing. I haven't seen a whole lot beyond just the drama of his book that came out. And there is this kind of a sourpuss, right? Now, the rat is all about money, acquiring money, accumulation of things, and again, having that audience. Now, it's interesting because the rooster shows up in his month. So it's almost like if you were to say his audience, where is his voice? It's in his parents and his older brother. And so it's almost like, in some ways, somebody that's muted. It's an interesting thing that just came to me. And so there's a whole lot of, interaction in his chart that just fuels this overinflated metal and water. So, it's not that, I would say, if anything, Meghan's chart being so full of wood and him being weak in wood does give him motivation. She motivates him. What he does for her, as with all that water, is it just helps to fuel her. It gives her power. He empowers her. Now, Meghan's chart having two tigers in here is an interesting thing, because I would very much watch in 2025 when the year of the snake shows up, because her life pillar is a monkey, which means she is destined. Her destiny sits with the monkey. And the monkey brings into her, your life pillar tells you why you're here. Your biggest lessons in this life. For her, it's who challenges me? Who is my oppressor? Who are the people that are critical and judgmental and all of those things, that she could learn from those people. And then the other big piece to her life is her daughter Lilibet. And it's about what she is able to create and manifest in this life. What is she bringing to the table? It's also about how she serves, how she inspires, how she teaches others. And this life is about the father relationship, father figures. Certainly King Charles III is a big influence in that. Just simply because of the power he wields. And it's also about coming into money, inheritance. Okay, so that is her life. So when 2025 comes along, and we're going to see this in a lot of charts, just like we did in 2022. Is it 2022? Yes, the year of the tiger. We had all these people with the punishment or penalty of the tiger, snake, monkey. And that's what I'm seeing in her chart. This is lawsuits. This is all kinds of legal wranglings, health issues, accidents, shit going wrong. Okay. And that propensity for her is in that chart, in her chart. And it's interesting to note that the day they got married, it was the month of the snake. And so it almost embeds in a way in their marriage this things can go wrong element. Now, where she is currently, she right now is in, since 2022, actually, I think they both went through luck cycle changes. Yeah, in 2022, they both went through luck cycle changes. And for him, this is a time that is very focused on his marriage, on money, on moving, on property. You think of all they've done in the last 2 years. It's about his responsibilities. It's about his daughter. It's about his mother, the law, government, the royal family. And it's also taking on with all of the responsibilities that he has. This is kind of like a peak time of his life. He's working, he's got family and home and the marriage and all the things that we long for in our life, that fullness and abundance. That's happening for him now. And in all of this, he's kind of figuring out, who am I outside of the royal family? And can he fully divorce himself from this narrative? Really? I don't know. The other thing is interesting is that Harry's hour of the monkey clashes with Meghan's, which that jumped out at me, like their careers clash. They're not in sync when it comes to how they're earning a living. All right. And for her work is really a reflection of herself. And it's about making money and just doing things that she enjoys doing, making things, creating things, and being actively engaged. And, tiger energy is very stop and start, in and out, which is kind of like the monkey, but the monkey is far more erratic and hijinks and up to shenanigans and just liking to have 10 burners all going with pots of projects at one time. But the tiger is more focused on something and then moves on to something else, or just hits a wall and never finishes things because I ran out of steam. They're very independent people in their work. And so I just wanted to bring this narrative to you. And when we look at William and Harry's relationship, okay, so I had mentioned that Harry looks to his older brother as he does his father, as an equal, a friend, but there is harm to the father in this relationship. There is almost like a sting inside of this friendship that involves the father. When we look at William sees his brother as a son. Now, that is so interesting given the fact that they lost their mom as children and that this is his destiny. This is how he sees his brother, as this rebellious, very smart, but very impulsive, all over the place. You could say reckless, you could just say a revolutionary, but he sees his brother as someone who is not necessarily and he actually sees his father the same way. Smart, innovative, somebody that goes to the beat of their own drum, very unique individual people. And there is a recklessness or a revolutionary aspect to this. And I do think that both King Charles III and William, I think, would bring a very different flavor to the monarchy, to the royal family and how it rules, and maybe modernizing things more and bringing things more to this now time, which honestly needs to happen in a lot of countries, including the United States. Looking at how antiquated things have become here. So, when we look at all of this, I feel like this, there is less tension in this situation. I'm not seeing conflict with these boys. I'm not seeing conflict with these women. I think that there is a whole lot more, they'll say, oh, so-and-so just flew in to see, the king, but they didn't stop to see their brother. Well, maybe the brother was busy. Maybe there wasn't time, but they have to make these narratives look like everything is a frickin' drama. I go into town, into Richmond, doesn't mean that just because I don't see somebody that I'm slamming them, or that I didn't make time to see a friend doesn't mean that I don't care about the friend. I think a whole lot of our news is just drama. It's just creating drama to sell headlines. I'm not seeing like these, you know, I just don't see it. But I do think that all in all, if I was going to pick out which one of these is the spiciest, I definitely would say Meghan. All right. And I think part of this is the fact that she has got aspects of her chart that speak of family drama. Yeah. Now, she also has, with her two tigers, and I was going to say, nope. When it comes to she and Harry, they both are people that need balance and stability in their life. They do not like things to be unpredictable. They don't like things to be unstable. And they both are servants. They are here to help people, to ease the suffering of others. They are humanitarians, which is beautiful, right? And we see that with William, and we see that with Catherine. That is something they all four have in common. They are here to help, okay? They all four have a gift of communication and language, okay? So once they find their platform, they should be able to find their audience. Now, the thing that Meghan has that the other three don't is she can be wickedly powerful. She can be manipulative, a fighter, somebody that does not like to slow down unless, again, that tiger nature, she hits her proverbial wall. She chases after what she wants. She's independent. She's competitive. She is adventurous. And that is a very strong signature in her chart that is not in the other three. In that way, I could almost say she might get bored by these other three characters in her life, right? These other three relationships. But she wields a lot of power. So that's all I'm going to say at this point. No doubt there will be more at some other time. But for now, that is my read on Meghan and Harry. I think the drama needs to end. And let's just focus on everyone getting healthy and well as we head into this new year. And I'm a little concerned about Princess Catherine because she's born on the day of the dragon. And this looks to be a year that is a direct hit to her welfare and to her career. Very much watching Catherine this year. And, you know, when we're looking at this year, predominantly for Meghan, it's a year that's very much highlighting her sense of power, her identity, standing in her agency, all of those things. It is also a year that is about the father figures. Again, we have this mention of the king, and also money coming in from different projects she's involved in. Those are signatures for this year coming up. And yeah, I think it'll be a kind of an interesting time to see what she's involved with and things like that. As far as Harry, and I know this is running long, sorry. For Harry, I think this year is about, you know, getting into some really cool projects, things like that. And I think that he also is going to go through a major shift as far as his career. And yeah, a lot of focus on his career this year for sure, for Harry. And for both of them, both Harry and Meghan, I think that this year is going to bring them some new, fresh roles to play. But for sure, of the four of them, Catherine is the one to watch this year. We need to make sure that we hold her in good health. Okay, so until next time, friends, thank you so much. I appreciate you when you're recommending that I do these readings, and often I try to follow up and give you the reads that you're most interested in. So thank you again for subscribing, and until next time, be well.